This video will show you how to create a Works Cited page for your research paper. Before you begin, make sure you have all of the bibliography note sheets from your research. Make sure that on all these pages you have as much source information as possible, all of these boxes filled in. If you don't have this information for all of your sources, stop now and go back to find that information. Once you have the information, you're going to open up Safari and go to easybib.com. Again, www.easybib.com. Once EasyBib loads, it will look like this. You want to make sure that MLA is selected. That's the sort kind of research paper that we are doing. And the next thing you'll need to do is choose the type of source you're using. So, for example, I'm going to be showing you how to do this for a book, so I would click on the Book tab. If you're doing a website, you click on Website, or you can click on all 59 options to choose a newspaper article, a web magazine article, and so on. But for right now, I'm going with Book. I'm going to click on Book, and then click on this button down here that says Manual Entry. So generally with EasyBib, it's easiest just to fill this information in based on what's on your note sheet. So I'm going to be starting with what I'm citing. So I'm citing the whole book. Then I'm going to start with the author. So for example, I'm going to be doing the citation for A Thousand Splendid Suns. The author of A Thousand Splendid Suns' name is Khaled, skipping the middle initial. His last name is Hosseini. And source title is going to be, this is the same thing as source name on your paper. Source title is going to be A Thousand Splendid Suns. Make sure that because it's a title, you're capitalizing all major words in the title. Next, I'm going to move down to the advanced information. For volume, you'll notice for all of these things it gives you extra directions. For volume, that's not relevant to my book, so I'm going to skip that. Edition, I didn't find that, so I'm skipping that. And series, I'm skipping that as well. Next, I have publisher. On my bibliography sheet, it should be right here. And my publisher, which I had looked up ahead of time, was Riverhead Books. Next, it wants to know what city this was published in. This is not the city where the book is set or the city that the article is about. It's about where it was published. This would be source location on your page. So here I'm going to type in the city it was published in, which was New York. Then for year, I'm going to find the copyright year. It's on a page towards the beginning with small font. You'll see the copyright sign, which is a C in a circle. And the copyright for this book is 2007. Then, once I've filled in as much information as possible, I'm going to click Create Citation. Now you can see it's created my first citation. Now I'm going to continue this process for all of the other sources that I've used. Next I'm going to show you how to do this with a web article. So say I had read this article from the New York Times and I wanted to cite this article. Well, this is an article, this isn't just a website. So on here I would click all 59 options and choose newspaper article. New York Times is a newspaper. And I'm going to start filling in the information. Now I found this article online. I didn't have a printed copy of the newspaper, so I'm going to click the tab that says online. And I'm going to stick with publish directly online. For source type, that's like source type on your page. It says a newspaper article. And then for article title, again it gives you tips here. Capitalize the first letter of every major word. I'm going to go back to my original article. Title was, Has the Burqa Ban Worked in France? I need to keep the same capitalization. Because they use quotes in the title, I'm going to use them here. Alright, Next, I'm going to go down to fill in as much information as possible about who created this. So generally with an article we can find an author. So I will go for author here. So I'm looking at the article, I see that there's the author right here, Stephen Erlanger. If it was Stephen, nope, no middle initial. Notice that if it were just published by an organization or a corporation, I would only fill in this box. So for example, if it were published by Girls Not Brides, I would type in Girls Not Brides right here. Next, I'm going for the newspaper title. This would be the same thing on your paper as the source location. In my case, it's going to be the New York Times. Again, I want to maintain capitalization. Publisher, sponsor, I'm going to skip that. It's still New York Times. The URL, which I should have written down right here, is the website where I found it at. Now, when I'm looking at this, my URL has a string of all these random letters and numbers at the end. I'm going to skip those. I don't need all of that extra information. Instead, I'm just going to focus on this beginning part, these words that I can actually read. So rendezvous.blogs.newyorktimes.com. Alright, I'm going to click on Yes, display the URL. Next, I need to find the date published. On my bibliography sheet, that'd be where it says date created. If I look on here, I see a date right up here, September 2nd, 2012. So day is the 2nd, month is September, year is 2012. Date accessed is the date that I found this article. Should be written right here on your note sheet. So in my case, I'm going to say the date accessed is March 23rd, 2014. So 23rd, March 2014. Then I'm going to click Create Citation. So here's my news citation. Now, once I've done this much, I'm going to want to be able to copy all of this into my Google Doc. So I'm going to scroll down here, and I'll be able to see all of the lists all of the sources that I've used so far. Click on the button that says Export or Print, and I am going to click Copy and Paste. Then I'll highlight everything and hold down the Command button and C to copy. And then after that, I would go to my Google Doc, then I'm going to the same Google Doc that I already have my research paper in. So I'm pretending this is where the rest of my research paper is. This is everything else. I'm going to click at the end of my research and click on Insert, Page Break. So I have a whole new page. Works Cited is going to be all by itself. I'm going to hit Command V to paste it. Notice it says Works Cited at the top. It's indented the second row. Also, all of the entries are in alphabetical order by the first word of the entry. Usually that'll be the author's last name, but if there is no author, it'll be the name of the organization. So it goes E, then H, even though I entered this one in first. Again, save the copy and paste step until you've entered all of your sources onto EasyBib.